Geek out! LaserDicks, you sexy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Hey, and welcome to another exciting episode of LaserDicks. I'm Chris.
And I'm Ken.
And today we are talking about where to buy LaserDicks.
Exactly.
LaserDiscs. It's such a good pun that I get it confused all the time.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so because it's a dead medium.
Yep.
You know, as sad as that is.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just go to a Best Buy and buy LaserDiscs. I don't even know if you could go to a Best Buy ever and buy LaserDiscs, because I feel like, one, Best Buys are too new, and two, I feel like LaserDiscs was one of those things that you had to go to a specific store. Because I remember when back when we were getting LaserDisc movies, you know, back when it was a viable option.
Right.
We went to this video store. I grew up in West Springfield, Virginia.
Okay.
And there was a store that we went to that, to my memory, I was like 8, so who knows? But like, that's all they sold.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, because my coworker who got me into LaserDisc that I worked through it with at H.H. Gregg showed me some footage of Black Friday at his store.
Yeah.
That's all he sold.
Yeah.
It was a movie store, specifically wall-to-wall LaserDisc, and that's today why he has like all the shelving equipment at his house. Is that when they went belly up, they're like, what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to take my merchandise home.
Or Errol's. We shopped at Errol's.
Oh, Errol's.
Yeah, which was kind of like Best Buy at the time.
I've never heard of that name.
Errol? You never heard of Errol's?
No.
No, they still sell stuff. If I remember correctly, I think they're completely online now, but I'm pretty sure you can get like computer, like they're a Newegg type company, if I remember correctly. But yeah, back in the day, you could get all kinds of like home theater equipment, and like they sold big screens, like those big fat, the kind of big screens that a big man, could fit inside of, you know. And like they had, I remember vividly one time, again around 10 years old, going there, and they had like karaoke LaserDisc players, and I was like, what? We could do this with our LaserDiscs? But yeah, so Ken, where do you buy LaserDiscs?
Well, there's a couple of different places, and I'm sure this overlaps with you.
I'm sure.
But the number one for sure is eBay.
Yeah, that's more or less my go-to
Exactly.
place.
I mean, it's the easiest place. You can just be like, you know, I just remember that I really like this movie. Let's search for it.
Yeah.
Like, quite honestly, the convenience, and for the fact that, like, everybody's posting their stuff there. Like, you've got people from Japan. Like, I've gotten some stuff that was only released in Taiwan and just shipped to my house. Like, that's what's so great. Like, I've got like Power Rangers. You know, besides the 2 movies, was never released on LaserDisc.
Yeah.
But over in the Asian countries, it was really big. LaserDisc was a really big medium.
Yeah.
So I've got, and you can order, you know, the original Power Rangers TV shows on LaserDisc.
Can you get Super Sentai?
Yes, you can. I just haven't been able to buy it because, you know, not a lot of people put it up.
Mm-hmm. And it could be expensive to ship it.
It's true.
Depending on who you're buying it from.
Exactly. So my dream is to actually go over to Japan and get some, like, just maybe find an old shop somewhere, because the only Sentai, you know, movie that I've got is this cool special where, like, the voice actress, or not the voice actress, but the actress that played Rita Repulsa, I think her name was like, I don't remember her Japanese actress name, but and the person who played Pink Ranger got together and did his anniversary, like, heroes villains special of all the Sentai. They just narrated all this. It's like, oh, there's this character. Oh, this that character. And that's the best exposure I've gotten, because, like, I really like looking at the old stuff, like before Power Rangers came out in the U.S., because, like, man, the 70s was a crazy time for hair, man.
And since we're talking about eBay, I want to give out a special shout out.
Oh,
I know I doubt that they listen, but if you do, thank you to Dandy Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a person that I almost like when I'm looking for something, I go out of my way to check to see if they have it, because I know that they, you know, do pretty quality, you know, they're pretty honest about, you know, the quality, and they're relatively reasonably priced. Like, I'll spend an extra $1 to buy from Dandy Zeppelin, and the way I know that it's a Dandy Zeppelin purchase is because the Laserdisc is laid down on top of a Jack Skellington blanket.
Yep.
So thanks, Dandy Zeppelin, for selling quality shit. And now that I'm on eBay because I wanted to make sure I remember their name correctly, and I realized that I don't follow the store, so I just clicked follow on the store.
I'm pretty sure I'm following him. Like he's a cool guy. I've gotten a lot of stuff from him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'd say a good chunk of my purchases come from eBay. It's just easy. Like, we'll be at the bar and be like, "Hey, dude, did you get that?" No, I didn't.
Yeah, I would say 90% of my purchases come through eBay. There's one movie, and it's not even a movie. It was a BBC special, but one movie, the BBC Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy miniseries that I've bought on Amazon. And it was private, third-party seller using Amazon to list their item. And I remember when I bought it, I had like a 3 or 4 email back and forth with them because they were like, "Hey, just to make sure you know that this is a Laserdisc, right? It's not a DVD, it's not a CD." And I was like, "Yes, I'm aware." And then he was like, "Cool. Also, it's not the Martin Freeman Hitchhiker's Guide." And I was like, no, I know. I've seen this movie. I like it. I intentionally purchased this item specifically. They were like, "Cool, it's in the mail."
Oh my god. No, I had a similar experience.
But you know what? I'm sure that guy has had to cancel several orders because of those two simple things.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're on eBay, you specifically know what you're looking for. With Amazon, you might find something, randomly might be linked to. But no, I had the same thing. I bought a Goofy movie. Off of Laserdisc, off of Amazon, and the guy sent me an email saying, "Hey, it's not the DVD." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I want this. Please, thank you."
Yeah. And then so that's so online purchases mostly eBay.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's pretty much the best place to go.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've checked Craigslist before. There's a couple people in the general area that are selling things that like I could probably like just meet up with them somewhere and boom, got it. But I haven't found any like worthwhile deals. And it's usually like someone like liquidating their collection, so they're like $200 for these 40 Laserdiscs, and I'm like,
I
just want one.
Yeah,
Can I just get that one? Or can I just get your player? I'll give you $50 for your player. And they're like, "No, everything for $200." And I'm like, "No, thank you." I don't have that kind of scratch. Yeah. And then I know you do as well, but I find that I have reasonable luck finding Laserdiscs every once in a while at like used record stores.
Oh, exactly. And that's what's fun because like they don't realize what they are.
Yeah.
They're just going to put them up. So, like...
They're like, "Oh, it's a movie. I'll put it in the back corner."
Exactly.
Sell it for $5.
Exactly. So, what I found... what's been really nice is that the place called Record and Tape Exchange. If you're in Northern...
Or RTX.
RTX.
I think they like, quote-unquote, officially changed... kind of like Kentucky Fried Chicken is now officially KFC.
Oh, my God. Really?
It's easier and... it's fewer. It's cheaper on like doing an ad. I don't know.
But what does the X stand for?
Exchange.
But why not? Okay, all right.
It's edgy and new millennium-y.
Whatever. But it's a cool place. Like if you're in Northern Virginia, look it up. It's in Fairfax. And it's like
they occasionally do live music shows in there too.
Yo,
I have a friend whose band who played in the. Oddly enough, the drum set was like right next to where the Laserdisc bin is.
I was about to say they have no room in there,
right?
Like...
No, they really don't. They had like the drum set was at the end, and then like the guitarists and the singer were like in the aisles, and you could only go like halfway down before. I don't know if they still do it, but they definitely did it at least once.
They should do it like outside, and attract people to go in and like listen to their shit. But
because it makes it hard to shop.
Yeah, it's like I wanted to get the Pop Route album over there. Oh, okay.
I wanted a Laserdisc.
But they're pretty cool because they have a specific Laserdisc section. The guy there is pretty knowledgeable. I mean, he's asked me once or twice, but I think he recognized me to the point like, "Hey, buddy, you know what you want."
I remember the first time I went in there, I asked if they still had a Laserdisc section, and the girl behind the counter was like, "Huh, what?" And I was like, "All right, cool. I'll just leave." And then the guy actually ran outside and chased me. He was like, "Hey, you asking for Laserdiscs? We got him. Sorry, she doesn't know.
Forgive her. We're trying to get rid of him because I mean, like, I bet you, like, what happens is people donate to that store, right? They donate and they don't know what they have. So I'm glad that he does separate them out. I've made some cool finds there. Like, I think I got Hunt for the Red October, and most recently I got a Chinese karaoke thing. Like, I don't have any karaoke discs, so I was willing to try it and test it out. And I think there's Happy Birthday on there. So that's a thing. I could play for the one track.
Yeah, there you go. I got a pretty good haul the one time I went. I haven't been back recently, and I feel like I should just check out what they have, if they have anything new. But I got one of the Star Trek movies. I got Once Upon a Time in the West, which I still haven't finished because it's a long and slow movie, and I'm not crazy about Westerns, but I was like, I know this title. I feel like I should own this. It was only like $5.
Yeah, you can't say no.
Yeah, and then I got a cool Pioneer demo disc, and I was like, that's an interesting find. I'll check that out.
I mean, those are really rad. Like, I've gotten a couple,
and it just has like random scenes from movies to show off how cool the video and audio is.
That's better than mine. I got picked up. It was basically a random Japanese footage paired up with a musician that did the score for Evangelion.
Oh,
and that's why I picked it up, because I was like, I really like your music, dude. So I played it, and it's just like girls cutting food and then like sports cars. Like, it was random stuff.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting find.
Yeah.
What's any other like big places that you've really been to?
Like yard sales and stuff like that. Occasionally you'll run into someone that's just getting rid of. Like you'll luck out and find someone that is like, I'm moving, or I don't like this stuff anymore. So they'll have it. It's getting fewer and far between because most people have already done that.
Exactly. I mean, for the most part, they're going to either holding on to them thinking they're, worth something, but if they don't think they're worth anything, they're going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So, I think the only other spot that I could really think of, my friend Ann in California, I really wish I would have got the name of the store, but apparently they have an entire section dedicated to Laserdiscs.
Like a big section, not just like a little
like
box.
A hole in the wall. Yeah, like a big section. And she's excited to take me there. I'm not really sure what this. I should have asked what the name of the store was, but she did pick me up a copy of the animated series of Back to the Future.
Nice.
And I was specifically like, hey, you got
the whole series?
I think it's just it was like a twofer. They usually did like a twofer or 2 episodes.
Gotcha.
Kind of deal. And I was excited because that's the one that has Bill Nye as the assistant to Doc Brown in the live action segment. So I'm like, that's like the first appearance of him on TV.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you should get him to autograph that.
If she would have brought it, I would have had it in time for AwesomeCon, but she didn't want it to like crack in the plane.
That's fair.
So I'm just gonna get a bunch and like mail them from her house.
Cool.
So
yeah. All right. Well, you picked up anything cool recently?
I picked up that Chinese one right there. I think, what was the other one that I picked up? I really, if I was smart, I would have brought the whole stack.
Right?
Oh no! Wait, now I remember what.
I got my stack here.
Yeah, you're prepared. I really. When I went to Record and Tape Exchange, because that's where I got it, I picked that up. I picked up Hunt for the Red October. I wasn't really looking for anything specific, but what I did, I bought more records. I've been getting into records.
Yeah. I recently picked up a couple records too. I had the a couple episodes ago. I had just received the Back to the Future soundtrack on vinyl.
That's right.
I now have all 3 soundtracks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I picked up a Superman, like a radio drama.
Ooh.
Which I'm going to have to show Jake at some point. But
I'd be into that too.
Yeah. Like,
with all this podcasting stuff, I would love to do radio dramas at some point as well.
I'd be all about that. Like
right?
The Shadow and Dragnet. Yeah.
Girl. And most of those scripts are available for free online.
Oh, so that people could actually look up what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I picked that up, and then I picked up Elastic Man, like mini vinyl. It's a radio drama specifically about Elastic Man. He's on the cover doing goofy stuff. So, not so much Laserdisc that time, but definitely a lot of nerd things.
Yeah. Well, I picked up quite the treasure trove of things.
Like 6 inches of treasure trove.
Right, ladies.
Yeah.
What I picked up, there was a little sleeper hit.
Sleeper hit, if you will.
Yeah, a TV show back in the early 90s called Twin Peaks, which I'm a huge fan of. I really like David Lynch, weirdness, and found out that the entire series is on Laserdisc, including the movie that they made after the series, Fire Walk with Me. But I didn't pick up Fire Walk with Me because I couldn't find anyone who had the whole bundle all together. So what I ended up getting was there was an auction for all 4 volumes of the series plus a standalone disc for the pilot.
Whoa.
Which if I real quickly, I don't think the pilot is included in volume 1.
I would imagine it too.
It's it says episode 1, but it doesn't say whether episode 1 is the pilot or not. So if someone else wants to do the research that I should have done before starting this episode.
Isn't I thought you mentioned it to me, Past. Isn't that like the TV movie, the pilot? Like, isn't it like a TV version?
It kind of runtime is just about 2 hours, just under 2 hours. So the fact that the Laserdiscs. It's the pilot is a double-sided episode, and episode 1 is only one side on the volume. So I'm going to go ahead and say episode 1 is not the pilot.
Right.
So boom, I have the whole series minus Fire Walk with Me, but that's fine because I have Fire Walk with Me on DVD, and also I'm a little weird with Fire Walk with Me. Like, yeah. I like it in the sense of completionist, but I don't like it in the sense that it's really weirdly chopped up and edited, and like I would be fine with having it on Blu-ray because the Blu-ray has all the deleted scenes,
right,
and stuff like that. The Laserdisc does not, and there's almost a whole movie's worth of scenes deleted from the movie.
Oh, geez. So I wonder if someone could like string together and like make it a whole.
I think the Blu-ray comes with something like that, or it strings together the deleted scenes into its own pseudo like half movie, because it doesn't quite have enough of the actual storyline to be a movie in itself. But so it comes, like I said, on 5 volumes, so 5 boxes of was it 4 discs each? Yeah, plus the 1 disc for the pilot episode. But these covers are amazing. Like, I'm gonna hand them over to you so you can look at the different covers.
Muscles.
But yeah, the covers really kind of they're kind of trippy, especially volume 2 and 4, which really give kind of like almost like a warning to the viewer to just see how weird the show is just by looking at the cover.
Wow.
Yeah, the one with the checkerboard floor is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild. And so the episodes were about an hour long each. So that means 1 episode per side. Most of the volumes are 7 episodes each. I think the last one is 8 episodes, maybe the last 2. And they come in these cool boxes. I like it when they have big like box sets that actually come in like these boxes,
right?
Instead of like a bifold or a trifold or something like that. For some reason, volume 1 doesn't have it, but volumes 2 through 4. The lid is attached, so it kind of has like this almost like book feel to it.
All right.
And then I don't know if I've talked about it before on the show, but almost all the discs are in those paper sleeves, which are a lot easier to control. I don't like it when they're in the loose plastic ones.
Yeah, it's hard to like. The only loose plastic one that I've ever had any success with is like the one that like conforms to the shape of the like the disc, so it's curved, but
even then, like the top part, because it's kind of a U shape,
the
top part still like folds over and crinkles, and then it like warps the box a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
But that's really nice.
Yeah, I love them. I highly recommend looking up, like if you're interested, the covers are probably the biggest selling point for me, other than just like, ooh, now I have it. You know?
I know.
I would highly recommend looking up the covers. But yeah.
Was it widescreen?
No, it was not.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. Like, I know some stuff was like filmed cinematically, like Buffy or something like that.
Actually, Buffy not.
Oh, that's right. They made it.
Yeah. Well, the latter seasons of Buffy, like after Angel split off,
right?
It was shot with widescreen cameras, but Joss Whedon was like, but the first several seasons are not widescreen, so I'm still going to shoot it like it's full frame, even though I have these like nice cameras, these widescreen cameras. So like on Netflix, where they have the later seasons in widescreen, you can see like crew members off to the side and stuff like that. It actually kind of, for me, it makes it more fun. X-Files though is I think one of the shows that you're thinking about that was shot cinematically. Now on Netflix, they actually have the HD transfers of the original negatives and stuff like that, and so that show was on in like 92, but you're watching it on Netflix and it looks like it was shot this year.
Wow.
Because of the quality, and it's in widescreen. It's in true widescreen, not like stretched widescreen or anything like that, and it's so crisp because they shot it whatever medium they shot it on was able to like give like such a high res
then they must
scan.
They must have used a really nice film, maybe even like movie theater quality film.
Might have. Knight Rider was shot on 35 millimeter.
Dang.
Yeah, which is why they have such nice HD transfers of that.
Oh man.
And Hogan's Heroes, oddly enough.
Really?
Yeah. Well, no, the HDNet, one of the first HD channels, used to show like Hogan's Heroes and Knight Rider, and they were HD widescreen and everything. It was wild. I worked at Best Buy when this was happening, and we would just show HDNet all day.
Oh my god!
And it was like pretty landscapes, and then Hogan's Heroes and Knight Rider.
Oh my god!
And that was mostly all it was, because this was in the days where not a lot of things were being shot on HD, so you had a lot of the same stuff all day.
Was this before the swap to on-air broadcast?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense, because like it wasn't until then like people like had to get a TV.
Mm-hmm.
I remember specifically getting like just a 19-inch just to see what it looked like. And I was like, this is very nice and clean. There's no fuzz.
Yeah, I can see pores.
Oh my god, that guy needs some makeup.
It's made of stars.
Mm-hmm. Well, other than that was your big purchase. Anything else that did you pick up?
Actually, oddly enough, I have Running Man coming. Coming soon, which is fun. Recently, if you listen to the main show, you'll know that Jake recently went on a Schwarzenegger kick, and I mentioned that Total Recall and Running Man are two of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies of all time, and I was like, oh, you know what? I have Total Recall, but I don't have Running Man, because I was never able to find what I considered a reasonably priced version, and I don't really like the cover that I can, the one cover that I can find. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. But so I finally found one that was only like $5, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll pay for that.
Nice.
So it's on the way. It's at Bell Gardens, which means it's going to be there for like a week.
Oh my god. Yeah, you have a grudge match.
I do. I fucking hate Bell Gardens, California. Specifically their post office. I've never been to the city, so I have no idea if it's as much of a shithole as their post office is. But their post office is terrible at sending things out.
Oh my god!
And they never scan departure. So I'll see that it's been scanned in to Bell Gardens, and then like a week and a half later, I'll see that it's been scanned in Capitol Heights, Maryland, which means, oh cool, I'll have it tomorrow. Once it hits Capitol Heights. But yeah, like it'll spend a week in Bell Gardens doing nothing.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So screw Bell Gardens.
I should follow suit though, because my favorite Schwarzenegger film is The Last Action Hero.
I have that, and that's a really good Laserdisc.
I should.
That's one of those ones that has the random, middle of the movie CAV quality.
Oh, that's right. What were we talking about last time?
Yeah. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to talk about that, like, I got distracted. It popped into my head when when I started talking about Running Man, and now I can't remember.
You know what? You messaged me the other day about those burn-in pictures.
Oh yeah, I kind of wanted to hold off on that until like we had like an example of it that we could talk about.
Okay.
But since you brought it up, there's a thing called what was it? Pit art.
Yeah, pit art.
Yeah,
like
which
CDs do it.
Yeah, you can some. I think it was a Japanese exclusive thing. Mm-hmm. But they would etch in artwork on the dead sides of Laserdiscs. So hopefully within the next couple months, one of us will be able to track down a movie that does it, and then we'll be able to talk about it
I'm gonna gamble and say that if I go to California, I might find more Japanese discs there. Because
it's closer to Japan.
It is closer to Japan. I picked up a lot of stuff in Japan when I went there.
Yeah.
But from what I was seeing, they're primarily anime. And I checked all the anime that I had. I mean, most of them were movies, but the examples that we saw online were mainly the shows. So I checked Ava. No. I checked, because all those were like box sets that used all sides for footage. So, but the examples I saw was like Cutie Honey, which was a fun series I should look into. And then it was No Love for Tension. So I'll talk.
And then, oddly enough, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What? Really? I didn't see that part.
Yeah, it was a quick mention in that video that I sent you.
Yeah.
It was like an honorable mention. Like, he didn't have it. He was just like, and I know this one exists. And he showed like a picture of it. And it was really intricate design. In fact, I'm going to hop on eBay right now and check to see if they have it.
Go, buddy.
But otherwise, I think, what was I? There was...
You're going crazy.
I am. I know. I'm going to listen back to this episode and be like, ah! And then maybe I'll make a note of myself and we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, just do that. Use that Google Keep.
Yeah.
It's handy.
That's what I do. Well, in that case, I think we're about done.
Shall I sign us off?
Yes.
LaserDicks.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a new commentary every Monday. We've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.